Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. Happy Thanksgiving. May our thoughts today not just be about family and food, but also on all the blessings that God has given to us. As you celebrate so many memories, don't forget to remember God. If you ask the experts, they will tell you that Thanksgiving is the time when there are more people traveling than any other time of the year. More people travel home on Thanksgiving than they do even at Christmas. It's a time for family and friends. And since family is so important to us, perhaps we can understand by contrast the plight of the 10 lepers who couldn't be around family at all and never would again. That was perhaps the worst curse of getting leprosy. Oh, the numbness and sores were bad enough, but it was a communicable disease and in that day incurable. So if you got it, the only thing that could be done was to isolate you away from the rest of society. You were confined to a leper colony, around only other people who had the same disease as you. All you could do was wait to die. If you were out on the road, you had to yell out, "Leper, leper," as you approached anyone, and they had to stay at least 100 feet away. There was no human contact at all. And then one day the Gospel of Luke tells us Jesus came upon a group of 10 lepers who called out to him for mercy and help. And Jesus told them to go show themselves to the priests in town. Now that might seem like an odd thing right there. Most of us, if we have a disease, go to see a doctor and not a pastor to be healed. But you see, leprosy was considered an outward manifestation of a sick soul. They thought leprosy was caused by the evil inside you, and so it was considered a religious disease, and the only way to be readmitted to society was to be declared clean by the priest. So that's where Jesus sent them. This is where I get amazed at the story. They went. Notice they haven't been cured yet, but Jesus told them to go, to buck the rules of society, even while they still had the disease, and they went. Luke clearly tells us that they were cleansed of their leprosy on the way. And then another amazing thing happened. One of them, a Samaritan, turned back to give thanks to Jesus. Going beyond that, he was a scorned half-breed Samaritan. There was some real risk in going back to Jesus. You see, there are other Bible stories where prophets were told to go somewhere and preach against a place and not to retrace their steps when they came home. To do so would be understood that he was withdrawing the message of doom that he had preached. Rather, the prophet was to continue on forward and come home a different way. So if he was cleansed on the way, there must also have been some fear that as he went back to Jesus, the disease might come back on him again. But the leper just couldn't stay away. His heart was overflowing with the incredible blessing God had given him, and he had to return to give thanks and praise, no matter what. This is a day for counting our blessings. This day and every day, return to the Lord with thanksgiving and praise. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.